We have Mr. Matt Johnson over there on the drums. David Miller on the bass. Dave Siebels on the keyboard, the piano, the organ. Mark Visher on the tenor sax, possible flute. The leader of the band on trumpet, flugelhorn, and a very nice looking suit himself, Tony Guerrero. Let's hear it for the Tony Guerrero Quintet.
Thank you, Terrence Love. As he mentioned, he was big in the 70s. Now he's 70 and he's just big. Please welcome on the tenor saxophone, Mark Visher, trumpet, Tony Guerrero, live from their off-Broadway production of Forever Plaid. It's the Tony Guerrero Quintet. One, two, three, four. With me. That's Dave Siebels on the piano, folks. David Miller.
Sakawoo.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday night right here at Campus JAX. Thank you, Terrence Love. It's good to see you up and Adam again, as always. How about it for Terrence Love? So that last tune was a song by the great Cannonball Adderley, and it's called Sack of Woe. And we've never played that song before, and that's going to be the whole night, because we decided this night, on this very special night, for you very special people, we are going to do all new music the entire night. Which means if you've come to see us before and you have favorite songs, you are going to be disappointed. And we hope you enjoy our new selections. And that last one, of course, great classic tune from the 1960s. And we would like to continue now. Do we have anybody here from Guatemala? Number 160 boys. Guatemala? No? All right. That's good, because this is a song called Guatemala, and I don't think it sounds Guatemalan at all. But it was recorded by the great Jack Sheldon and written by Walter Norris, and so we'd like to do this song for you. It's called Guatemala. Or what? Say watermelon? No. Onomatopoeia? What's the word? Guadalajara. This is Guantanamera. No? Oh, we got to add Una Paloma Blanca. Remember that song? All right. Guatemala, as recorded by Jack Sheldon. I don't know. We have you know what? I added all these songs, and I realized like 3 or 4 of them are blues songs. 3 or 4 of them have little Latin beats to them. So it's going to be a lot of the same tonight, folks. But all different. All new and different, and yet all the same.
I'm looking at this one. It looks like it's pretty similar. So
all right, well,
here we go.
Here we go. Thank you. It's a nice song. It's just not very Guatemalan, based on my limited knowledge of Guatemalan music and how to pronounce words that are of my home language. I cannot. Everybody in my entire family, including, my dad's from Mexico, so I have like 600 cousins in Mexico, and then like another 80 here, and then everybody in my family, including my sisters who are as half Mexican as me, all of my sisters, my mom who's not Mexican at all speak fluent Spanish, except for me. Yeah, I know. Every single person in the family.
Nobody's surprised.
No, I know. I can't even roll my R's in my last name. Hey, so tonight is, I promised all new music tonight. And part of what we're going to do tonight that's also a first-time occurrence in the band is here's the thing. I totally get that I'm the most important person on stage. And that you're here to see me. But the fact is, I get to share the stage with some really great friends and musicians, and on other nights. And and so I thought tonight we're going to take a little time and feature each person in the band, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my origin story with them. All right? And I'm going to start with Mark Visher. Get some over with quickly. Here's what you need to know about Mark. So when Mark and I met, I'd love for you to tell the story, would you?
Well, the first time we met?
Yeah.
The first time I met Tony Guerrero, he was about the same size and so much younger, much better looking.
No, that's all right.
No, and there's stuff I can't say. But we were playing a Merv Griffin big band. Do you remember this? It was in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And Tony was the featured artist. And
Like
the
much
job
like tonight.
of the featured artist is to wow the audience, right? And so the whole band's cooking and stuff, and then Tony's up in the back, and I was expecting something brilliant and great. And then Tony came on, and I was like, huh, that didn't wow me at all. And so I was left with I was underwhelmed, and I thought, this guy's really full of himself and cocky and whatever, but didn't deliver the goods. But it wasn't until later that I realized that he's just a very humble person, and he's probably one, except for my wife over there, probably the one of my dearest friends and someone that I just love with all my heart. I think he's one of the best human beings on the planet, in all sincerity. So, now granted, he started out really low, so he had everywhere to go but up, but I really do think the world of Tony. So that was the first impression I had, which was horrible. But since then, we've shared the stage with many celebrities and bands just like this, and it's always my pleasure to play on stage with Tony, always.
And have I wowed you yet?
Never once.
Okay. Well, the next time that Mark and I connected, Matt had booked a gig at the, this is, by the way, that's Mark Visher as a little kid up there. Wow. I'm going to share some old photos, but not yet, Tim. Matt had booked a gig at the, what was it called, Mahi or something? Someplace in Seal Beach, and he said, and it was me and Matt and an organ player, and then he said, I've got this guy come and play sax, and I'd never heard of him. And yeah, this time it was me who did not like him. He was not friendly to me at all. Yeah, I'm kind of reliving it now. It's not good.
You starting to rethink the whole idea of this new show?
Yeah. But of course, we are now great friends. We've gotten to travel the world together, as he's said, and so we are going to now use this time. But I'm going to take a little moment to show a little bit of history from the guys. So that was a picture of a very young Mark. This next photo is one of him a little closer to what, yeah, that's Mark in the dress on the left. Yeah, and it wasn't dress-up day. Just a normal Wednesday. And then the next picture is signs of his future. Look at that. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with your body there.
Wearing the jazz hat.
There is something weird about, right? Yeah. It's not just the shoulder pads. There's something going on with that right hand there. All right, and then we're going to close off each little photo segment with, our good friend Terrence, who you heard speaking and ran steamers for many years right into the ground. He's also a fantastic photographer and takes beautiful shots. And so we're going to close off while we're featuring Mark on a tune with that photo in the back from Terrence. And right now we'd like to feature Mark Visher on one of his favorite artists' songs. Well, it's not his song, but a recording he did. This is the Sam Butera. Anybody remember Sam Butera from Louis Prima and Keeley? And oh, go ahead. You have an intro? Okay, yeah, don't do it. No, good. All right. I told Mark he has to lay off the mic tonight. And so this is the Sam Butera recording or version of La Vie en Rose featuring Mr. Mark Visher.
Mark Visher!
Mark Visher. See, I like you now. All right, I've made an executive decision, folks. What's that? No. But I happen to know the person who bought this table here, and they're not here yet, and I don't like seeing an empty table right in front, so we're going to move the two band wives over there. All right? Can we do that? That's
He calls them the band wives. They're not actually married to any of us. That's just what we call them. We may as well let people know.
two wives for every band. So that's Tina Visher and Kristen Miller right there. No, I'm serious. I'd rather see your faces there than the empty. Can we do that? Can we move them over? Oh, they needed wine first. Now, come to the wine. Come to the wine. That's how we got you to marry him. All right, we're going to do a song now that is written by the great Clark Terry, one of my favorite musicians of all time. I can't play anything like him, but I sure do like the way he plays, and I like the songs he writes. This is a song called Digits. Take your time. It's number 158. digits. Thank you very much. Clark Terry. Isn't that a fun little melody? David Miller, our bass player. It's time to feature the bass player.
He's the lowest.
Usually good to get that out of the way early in the night. And, okay, so how I met David Miller. So David and I were kind of destined to meet, which I'll explain in a minute. But really, my first introduction was Matt and I were working with a singer named Elizabeth, and she said, hey, I've been working with this bass player. If you ever need a guy, he knows all the tunes, he's great. And I thought, well, I've never heard of him, he can't be that great. And so she recommended him, and then we did end up on a gig together, and sure enough, he's great. And one of the things, for those of you who care about this sort of trivia, he's one of the only guys in town that plays on a real gut string upright bass, which is a difference. If you look at the low two strings on that, I don't know if you can tell from where you are, but on most basses, watch for this next time, you'll see silver strings, but these are real gut string, and so he's got that nice authentic sound that I like. But as it turns out, David and I both attended the Kiss at the Forum concert, Kiss Alive 2, in August of 1977 on the same night. We were both there. I don't know if we met. There was a lot of pot in the air. I was 11 years old, and he was smoking a lot of pot back at that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was not wearing makeup on that. Yeah. Were you really? Were you? Oh, yeah, and I didn't do that. I'm not a dork. And then I actually met David early in my little fledgling career. I was at my little record company was doing something, and he came to that party, and he was kind of a tool. You're seeing a pattern of what I thought of all these guys when I first met them. No, he wasn't a tool, but I met him that day, and you're about to see a picture of him, but let me just walk you through some of the Dave pictures that I enjoy here. This is him as a little kid, Mr. David Miller. Oh, look at that little face. Now you can see it. All right, this next little photo, I'm not sure which one's him, but that is a good-looking dog right there. What's that dog's name? You don't even know. It was like a prop at the Kmart photo booth, right? Is it? All right, and next up, this is when I met him. This was what he looked like. Now you know what I'm talking about, right? Look at that hair, the boots, the whole thing. That's what I remember when I met you, yeah? And then this is him in one of his early bands on the right. Look at that. Which one is you? All right, and now we're going to close off with the Terrence photo as we feature Dave on a song called Lullaby of the Leaves, and we're going to let the bass play the melody. What will they think of next? Mr. David Miller.
David Miller, he's the lowest. Dave Siebels on the organ, he brought that from home.
We'd like to do a song that all of you know, but I don't know if you've ever heard it in a jazz context. I actually thought I had, and then I was looking all over online to find what I thought I had in my head, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so we just decided to do it. And this is a song called Ode to Billy Joe. You know this tune? And of course, I've known this song since I was a little kid, except when it first came out, you remember those movies, the Billy Jack movies? Right? Remember those? I thought it was connected. You don't remember those? Oh. I thought it was connected to that movie, and it wasn't. And then when somebody told me it wasn't, because I can't remember the situation, but then for the longest time I thought, oh, then it's about Billy Joel. And it's about neither. It's about somebody totally fictional named Billy Joe. Billy Joe McAllister. Is he here tonight? This is Ode to Billy Joe. Road to Billy Joe. It's a cool little tune, right? David Siebels. Dave Siebels on the piano and organ. Now, when I met Dave Siebels, it was 2009, December of 2009. In fact, December 9th of 2009. And the reason I remember that date so precisely is because Matt and I and the band that we were with at the time, which was Matt and I and a singer and an organ player and a sax player, and we had a gig at Steamers. And Terrence, you still here? No. Called him out. We had a gig at Steamers that was going to be broadcast. It was a Christmas show. It was going to be broadcast across the country on what was then no, it was not KKGO. It was KJazz, right, at the time?
Whatever.
Helen Borgers was with us.
Helen was with us. Sweet, sweet Helen emceed the night. Live simulcast.
And our organ player couldn't make it. And so we had to go with an unknown to us, and Dave Siebel stepped in without a rehearsal and totally killed the whole night. In a good way. Killed is a good thing. Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead, yeah.
Can I tell you, when I called him for the gig, somebody had recommended him. And I called and I spent a bunch of time saying, yeah, we got this little band. It's kind of an organ thing with horns. And it's kind of like, look, you don't know me, but, you know, hopefully you'll trust us and come to the thing. And he goes, Matt, we've worked together a bunch. We were working with Jay Sessom a bunch, and the bandstand was so loud and nobody looked at each other. I didn't even know that I'd already played a dozen gigs with Dave.
All right, and now my favorite part where I get to share old photos of the band. Like a family scrapbook. Are you ready? All right, first, here he is as a little baby. Look at that. I had to get a tintype. And then this next shot, which is just about as adorable as they come. Look at that little bow tie. I'd pay good money for that tie now. All right, check out this one. I've seen this one online because he's posted before, but look at that car. That's Dave on the left there, and his girlfriend on the right. Who's that on the right? Go ahead, Matt.
I gotta get my switcher. That's his best friend, Tony.
Oh,
so.
God. Okay, check out this one. This is from the back of an album cover. Can you see which one's Dave? Let's get a close-up on Dave. Next shot will be a close-up there. Look at that. Look at that. Baby, come back. All right, and then I like this one too because...
Is that Garfunkel?
He's got, look at those little shorts, and that's Pat Boone in the middle because David Siebels, I hope you weren't driving a van at that time. Look at that hair and mustache. But Dave Siebels has been Pat Boone's musical director for the last 600 years, right? Something like that. And that's Pat in the middle. I don't know what's up with his shirt, but... All right, and now the final Terrence shot as we feature Mr. Dave Siebels on a song of his own composing called I Blues. Mr. Dave Siebels on the organ.
Dave Siebels on his Nord controller. He wrote that.
That's called the iBlues, like iBook, iPhone.
iPod, iPad, iWeb, iSpy.
I get it. 156, boys. Here's a song that was written by the great Victor Feldman and recorded, first made popular by, he's not here tonight, first made popular by Cannonball Adderley, and this is called Azul Serape. I can't say it. I can't say it. Azul Serape. Oh, so frustrating. I know. It's embarrassing. I have other good qualities. Azul Serape.
Oh, that would have been a good song for a drum solo.
It would have, except we're about to do a big drum
No!
solo right now, because it's time to feature Mr. Matt Johnson. You think I don't know what I'm doing, Matt?
I can't wait to hear how you feel about me.
Well, everybody take a seat. Matt and I started, now I knew about Matt for many years before I got to know him. And of course, he had a reputation around town as a fantastic drummist. And I first really started to hear him play live. I used to go see your trio at DAOrecords with you and Mark LeBrun and the legendary bass player, I'm blanking on his name. So legendary, I can't remember his name.
Andy Simpkins.
Andy Simpkins, yes.
Veteran of the Three Sounds and the George Shearing Quartet, and spent many, many years with Sarah Vaughan. The guy couldn't keep a job.
That's good idea.
He just snoring.
And Matt and I started playing together around 1999, and then we put a little band together, and we've been working together pretty consistently ever since. And we've gone all over the country together and done a whole bunch of stuff, right? And so I texted your son, Wyatt, and tried to get photos of you, and then your wife, and I ended up just pulling them off your OnlyFans site. I hope that's okay. No, I'm just kidding. It's time to look at some old pictures of Matt. Are you ready? All right. Here is, wait, I have to get my guide. I have to know what I'm showing you. Okay, where is it? This first one. Oh, this is 1980s era Matt. Look at that. Look at that.
That's right, with the rolled up sleeves.
What's that on top of your head there?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go back in time now. 1977 Drumline. You're second from the left, aren't you? Right?
I'm second from the left. Stand here, Mills, because this side of the house, you're blocking that one there.
Look at how stern and serious you are.
That was very serious stuff. That is the famous Orange Panther Guard Band and Drill Team.
It looks like you guys were called the Kaisers.
Actually, it's in black and white, but those were replicas of the Queen's Royal Guard.
Oh.
Ride the horses in front of the Queen, and they were also called Chrome Dome. Anyway.
This next one is actually when I first started really hearing about you, it was because of this band, Swing Savant, with Tom Kubis, who's right in the middle. Matt is on the far left. And if you look over to the far right, that's a very young Mr. Mark Visher right there.
22-year-old Mark Visher.
Look how long they've known each other right there.
And for people in the know, a little bit of trivia. Do you know the trivia about this?
I don't.
They're,
wait, real quick. Is that Evan Christopher on clarinet?
Evan
Okay,
Christopher.
great.
Chuck Hughes, Rusty Stiers on trumpet there, and Eddie Van Banjo, Brad Roth, and Eric Messerschmidt, who is going to retire from 22 years, I think, of teaching at Long Beach, Milliken High.
We've lost him.
Wilson, Long Beach Wilson. Thank you, Tom Child. Yeah, this week. So congratulations to our brother. But here's a little trivia. Nicole Kubis, the gifted child of both Tom and his bride there, Carol Jolin.
Was conceived on that bass drum. Is that the trick?
No, that's not it. She's in the photo. She's a little infant baby, and Carol is holding her right behind Brad there. So this was Nicole's first professional headshot, and she's in her mother's sweet arms right behind Brad there. And we just lost Carol, and we loved her very much. Sorry, didn't mean to bring you down.
That's all right. Here's my favorite photo of you I've ever seen. I was so excited to get this one in my email. Go ahead. Look at that.
Oh, the cover of Black Belt magazine.
Wow, that is awesome.
Now listen, that's no joke. That's the same patch that Elvis Presley wore, given to me by senior master Bob White, who taught me more about being a teacher than any music teacher I ever had. And yeah, that's Bob White's Karate in Costa Mesa, California.
That is an awesome photo. I have already ordered a poster.
29 years old.
For my room. Okay, this next photo.
Wait, there's more?
There's more. Oh, there's plenty more, Matt. You're special. This is the Palm Springs Yacht Club.
There you
and
go.
I have a little bonus.
Oh, no.
We're going to play a video. This is the Palm Springs Yacht Club in 1989 on the Smothers Brothers
Comedy
television
hour.
show, Comedy Hour.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Smothers
my
Brothers.
God.
The Matt will be on the far left, singing.
I just bought myself an idiot. How about that? Once again, the Palm Springs Yacht Club.
It's Dickie Smith.
We can play in different clans. When you get your order, you've got hot jazz pie.
30 years old.
We use a laser bar, but we cook a rhythm that's hot. When we're done, believe it or not, it's jazz pie. Prejudice arrangements by the chap at the keys. He's one that cooks up all those weird harmonies. Tell the leader just you wish, or any musical dish. You get it right on the spot. Hot jazz pie.
Bob Reitmeyer.
Now, first you take a clarinet and a coronet, mix them up. What do you got? And a saxophone and a slide trombone. Mix them up and what do you got? You have our recipe. Let's mix it up in the We're a gang of musical chefs. We can play in different clefs. When you get your order, you got hot jazz pie. We use a laser pot, but cook a rhythm that's hot. When we're done, believe it or not, it's jazz pie. Specialist arrangements by the chef at the keys. He's one that cooks up all those weird harmonies. Send the leader just you wish, order any musical dish. You get it right in the spot. Hot jazz pie.
Matt Johnson and the Palm Springs Yacht Club.
Wow, thank you, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to feature Matt on a new arrangement of a classic tune called T for 2. That's Matt Johnson right there.
Thought we were getting rushed on the stage. I was ready to prove that one slide to me with no glasses on.
All right, hey, I'm not immune to showing great old pictures of myself, and I'm going to do that right now as I'm about to feature myself on a beautiful tune that I mentioned we were doing songs we've never done before, and this is actually one of my all-time favorite ballads that I was trying to recollect the time I've ever played it, and I don't think I ever have, but it's such a beautiful tune. And before we play this song, which is called Here's That Rainy Day, it's just a song that's been on my mind a lot lately. I'm going to run you through some of my old photos, if you don't mind. Is that all right? Okay.
You look like me as an old man.
You look like you as an old man. Okay, here's, I'm going to start off with this one. This is me as a cute, adorable little kid. Check that out. Come on, right? I mean, look how cute that is. That's some good hair right there. Hey, I've got all my hair, so I can't complain. All right, here's some of my early rock star leanings right there. Look at that saggy diaper, too. That was the name of my band, Saggy Diaper. And then a little closer to my current profession as a mariachi playing. That was actually taken in Mexico.
What the heck is going on there?
I'm either blowing a shofar or I'm drinking tequila.
Or drinking gunpowder.
Remember I mentioned the Kiss concert that Dave and I went to? This is me at Halloween, 1978. Yeah. Okay, so I also mentioned tequila, and here's the thing. You may not know this about me, but I've never been drunk in my life. I enjoy a cocktail, but I've never been drunk. Except for one time, and that was when I was 3 years old. Because as my mom tells the story, we were at a party at our house, and I had learned how to get to the tap and fill my bottle with it, and so nobody knew that I was doing that. And they have photographic proof that is me climbing under furniture at 3 years old with my first buzz. And look at that hair, right? Okay. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, my skinny ties started all the way back in high school. Look at that. Oh, you can't see the whole thing. I know. What are you laughing at? Okay, so I spent most of the 90s with a really long mullet. Let me show you what the back of that looked like. Look at that. I mean, that's impressive. Not just that, but the parachute pants and the fanny pack and the whole thing. And then here's a front view. This is me playing with Slash from Guns N' Roses, but look at that hair. Right? That's impressive, right? All right, now the Terrence photo. All right, thank you for indulging us. I just thought, I was just thinking about, all the guys in the band. I thought I'm just going to spend some time reminiscing about these guys. And
I feel like we should retire after that.
well, that's the meeting after the band is playing done tonight. That's after the gig. We're having a little band meeting at Norm's. Here is a beautiful song called Here's That Rainy Day.
flugelhorn. Dave Siebels, David Miller, welcome back, Mark Visher.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of our night. We're actually a little bit over. We're going to do one more song for you. Again, it's a brand new song. This one's an original, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. So this song is, I just kind of was writing it, and I thought, I don't know what it is about this tune that both I like and both bugs me. And I realized what it was is that it was kind of like, it was reminding me of, you ever been around somebody who just won't stop talking? And then you can't get a word in edgewise, and the moment you think you have a break, all of a sudden they're back into it, like they barely took a breath. That's what this song is like to me. And so I decided to call it Talks Too Much. And this is a little song we're gonna play for you now to close off the night. You ready? You ready, Mark? You'll see what I mean. There's a little break where you're about to jump in and then it's right back into it. the stops, buddy. So much for indulging us tonight. That is Mr. David Miller back there on the bass. Mr. Dave Siebels on the organ and the piano. Matt Johnson on the drum. Mr. Mark Visher on the saxophone. My name is Tony Guerrero. We hope to see you back here really soon. I know Terrence announced a lot of the music coming up. JAX does a great job of presenting some great jazz. I almost said preventing. They prevented some great jazz tonight, that's for sure. Presenting some great jazz throughout the month, so please come back and check them out. And we hope to see you again really soon. Good night, everybody.
Pull the curtain. Pull the curtain. Pull the curtain.
Are they gone yet? Are they gone? Thank you very much.